Get charged up for the all-electric Acura ZDX, featuring your choice of complimentary charging packages, an impressive range, and a Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. With a 3-month trial subscription of SiriusXM, transform your ride into the most extensive and personalized audio experience on the road. Visit your local Acura dealer for electrifying offers on a 2024 Acura ZDX. Acura, precision crafted performance.
If there's a tube that can fit in her, she wants it.
I knew a girl like that in high school.
And now, Cheese Whiz.
Oh, hi.
I had to open a second one for it to get. I'm listening to my phone. I'm hearing it going. I'm hearing the thing ringing. Going, oh shit! Come on, where the hell is it? So I had to open up a second Facebook. I don't know why. And then finally I took that one. I just closed the other one. Then when I closed it, you disappeared. I saw your face, and then it disappeared. I said, "What the fuck have I done now?"
Wally broke Facebook.
No.
Oh, Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all good. All good, you guys. All good. Hey, let me tell you what. I'm going to try not to have to pee, but if taking a piss was a part-time job, I'd be a wealthy motherfucker.
Oh, I'm going to have to take one. Don't worry.
Man, I have been, I don't know. I've got like pisseria or something.
Nice.
Pisseria happens.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that new medication I'm taking to stimulate my my non-dripping post-nasal drip thing from the pee.
Is this going to be an every week thing now that we talk about your peeing habits?
I gotta listen, do you know how little is going on in my life of importance? Do you understand that I am a 61-year-old? By the way, Ken Barlow,
Yeah.
71 yesterday.
Wow.
Wow.
I almost couldn't believe it. I'm like, fucking hell. I think it was yesterday before. But I feel like he's the same age as I am, even though I used to listen to him as a kid. It's like, holy shit. Man, I had no idea. I did have an idea, but it's the reality of fucking life sneaking up behind me, I'll tell you now.
I mean, I used to listen to RJ Jordan when I was, quote unquote, a kid.
How much older than you is he?
Like 3 years.
Oh, yeah, see?
He was early in his career, and I was not quite there yet.
Yeah, see, so Ken's 10 years older than I am, but I was listening to him when I was he was doing my high school dances, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, RJ, I was calling RJ on the radio when I was in high school, and he was saying, I'll see what I can do, and now playing my requests.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it ain't a young person's game anymore. Fucking hell. You can't get it. You forget about it. There's not even a job. My friend who works for he's a friend. He's also he's sort of a colleague of sorts who works at iHeart out in San Diego.
I'm sorry.
He is fucking just so stressed. There's so much shit going on.
That reminds me, I saw on Shitty Radio Jock or Shitty PD, one of them, that Salem was having a mandatory all
meeting right now.
Zoom, and it's happening right now. So you know what? I'm going to open up Instagram.
I have the Zoom link if you want to get into it.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
Well, I just renewed an annual with them in New York.
I was just going to monitor Shitty Radio Jock.
Fuck that. Sneak in, Jess.
We're kind of doing a thing right now.
That's all right. You can update us. Listen in your other ear. You've got that. Women have that hearing that men do not have. Women can hear fucking 19 things in detail at the same time.
Women are like dogs. You know, you can be in the middle of something, and then all of a sudden,
my wife sitting next to me in the living room can't hear shit I say. But if she's upstairs and I whisper something that she doesn't like, What did you fucking say? She can hear that shit.
I have
No problems.
one of my industry insiders just texted me. It says, I'm on the call. I'll let you know.
Cool. Good.
Oh, man. You know, they howdy doody. Even God likes money.
Even God.
even God wants money. They're probably getting their asses kicked in many of the markets with that pop religious radio. I don't even know what the name of that company is, but do you know what I'm referring to?
The K-Lovers.
Yeah, the K-Lovers. That's it, K-Love, because that's all subscription or donation based.
Well, and they're selling a couple stations to K-Love. We know that.
Salem is.
Uh-oh. I just got told what it is. Please hold.
Breaking news that's going to air in 1 week.
Wow.
The company entered into an agreement with EMF, which is the owner of K-Love, for the sale of the company's Christian music formatted stations
Wow.
in Atlanta, Cleveland, Colorado Springs, Los Angeles, Portland, and Sacramento,
Holy
all for $80 million. So they got rid of the entire network of Christian music stations.
Wow. How many people are going to be out of work for that? Because K-Love is syndicated, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's a lot of people losing their jobs right now. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Probably a lot of jobs. Wow.
But like the good Christians, they waited until after Christmas to make the announcement.
But so the thing is, so that what that tells you is that the music part of it is non-revenue generating for Salem, obviously, right? They just have some big market stations. The real revenue is in idiot radio, conservative talk. That's where the real money is for at least Salem, because the rest of their shit is all conservative talk and Trump radio.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the only decent sticks were Atlanta and hell, Los Angeles, I think, is even a small stick in a big market. But Atlanta is big. Dallas is huge. Dallas is 100,000 watt stick.
Wow. And them Gaudis are moving in. Them Christians is getting in foothold in there.
And then when the Christians start selling to the Christians, boy,
it's just nutty bullshit. It's all just nutty bullshit. Wow, it's just it's upheaval. Well, at least it didn't affect the people the annuals I just bought from Salem.
Yeah, you'll still be able to have your colon blow overnights on WWDJ or whatever it is.
Yep, I can have the colon blows going on for sure. That guy I asked you about, Chris, Buzzard or Blizzard or Bizzard, and he apparently he was on the air somewhere in your neck of the woods. And he recently died. But what my friend was asking, he said, yeah, he was known to have an unbelievable collection of 78s.
Yeah, I don't know who he was. Maybe he's Western Maryland or something. I don't know.
I have no idea. But does anybody really care about 78s?
I guess if you ask my 83-year-old father, probably.
The 78, and those aren't even vinyl. Those are like glass.
Right, exactly.
But if you dropped an album after like 1945, you were okay for the most part. You drop a 78, it breaks shatters like a Ming vase.
Exactly.
You know what's funny? One of the record labels sent out a vinyl copy of, it was Jelly Roll's latest album, and I got it today. And the way that it was sitting on my front porch was a little bit odd, so I pulled up the Ring footage. Mail carrier walks up to my porch and flings it like a frisbee onto my porch.
Nice.
Oh,
I was like, man, you are so lucky that this thing was all packaged up nicely. Because what if I wanted to play this Jelly Roll LP?
I just, I have some old LPs. I only have a couple promotional records left. One of them I have is Len.
Len, Don't Steal My Sunshine?
Yes, I have
Jesus
that.
Christ.
It's on a very colorful 12-inch
98, 99?
Yeah, it's got to be
right around then, yeah.
Probably 98, 97, 98, 99.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have I don't even know. It's upstairs in our bedroom just sitting there. All this, it's so worthless, right? It just isn't. None of this shit is worth anything. There was a time when we thought all that vinyl was worth something.
I mean, I have all my dad's vinyl, and it's not because I think that I'm going to make money on it. It's just because I think it's cool.
I think it's cool too. I think though that there was that whole collecting people, like the people who collected those little stuffed animals. What are those little?
And they're putting albums out. The last few years, a lot of the newer albums, especially from Universal, are coming out on vinyl.
I like it, but the little record players you can buy now, they kind of suck for playing vinyl because the speakers and shit in them are they're pieces of shit. Yeah,
I don't think most people really get audio quality. I don't really think they know the difference because you're listening. I mean, if you think about it, most people listening to music today are listening on streaming services, and most of those are compressing the music so much that the audio quality isn't really there to begin with, so they don't know the difference.
Sirius trying to listen to the Mike Terry channel. What the hell's that? The Prime Country channel. And you listen to the audio, and there's more artifacts than there are in Egypt. I mean, it's awful to try and listen to. Just the quality's terrible. It's like an old web stream.
I at one point thought I was going to get a tattoo of some music lyrics, but what I wanted to do was not do the lyrics. I wanted to get the sound file, the wave file for that. And I downloaded the song from our service on the back, the back end system, not like recording it off of the thing, but downloading it. And it was a straight line. It was like, I was like, that's not going to be a pretty tattoo.
No, it's so compressed. It's just it looks like when I used to when I would do some production and I felt like I sounded weak. Weak of voice, I compressed the fuck out of it, and it would just be a box, like a rectangle. That's what all it was. It was just a rectangle, and then I would put music under it after I already made my voice look like a rectangle. That's
actually one of the frustrating things about audiobooks is that you can get your audio sounding really, really good, but first of all, it's required to be uploaded in MP3. And then once you upload it in MP3, they compress the fuck out of it. So it sounds like shit if you're listening to it on good speakers. Yeah. But again, I don't think most people, most people are not listening to audiobooks on good speakers. And two, I don't even think most people know the difference when they're hearing shitty sounding audio.
So in all honesty, me, not really. I don't have a great ear for that shit. I mean, I think that I don't know that a lot of folks think this, but I think some folks may think that because you work in radio, you've got this unbelievable fucking ear for music or sound quality. And I fucking do not. I have a good ear for what's a hit and what's not a hit. That's where that's what I had.
I think I have an ear for
programming.
Yeah, I have an ear for. I can hear the difference. I don't necessarily listen to it and go, oh, this needs this specific tweaking to make it sound better. As a matter of fact, the last time that you sent me the audio that you recorded, Wally, when I was having trouble with my computer and I couldn't match them up.
Yep.
Your audio from your mic when it was recorded by you sounded so fucking good that I was like, wait, my mic doesn't sound like that. I spent weeks tweaking with shit. I never could get it, so I finally gave up. But I don't know what to tweak. I don't know what to tweak to make it sound like that.
Well, I mean, I've got mine going through a DBX.
Yeah. Yeah, mine would have to have been digital because I don't have a DBX. But still, there's got to be a way to get it close to that.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it is.
There's got so I have been speaking of sound. I've been enthralled by. Is
you all right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you drinking a hot coffee, Chris?
No, I was a yawn. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me stop talking.
We're boring him.
Put you to sleep.
I didn't sleep well last night. Sorry.
So I have been enthralled I've been captivated by yacht rock this last week.
I love yacht rock.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, I do too. Except the one thing I don't like.
Don't say Michael McDonald.
Is when the artists re-record.
Oh no.
Their shit.
No, we have some of those in our system, and they never sound the same.
Give me 1972 because you are now 40 years older and you don't have anywhere close to the range you had when. What was I listening? I was listening to Player Baby Come Back.
Oh, they redid that?
And it was a redo.
No.
Really?
Fucking horrible.
On Sirius?
No, it wasn't on Sirius. It was I think I was listening to it through Amazon.
Well, there you go. Anything on Amazon is fair. You know, they'll re-record anything. They recorded Hamilton, Joe Frank and Reynolds, Don't Pull Your Love. Somebody put up a reissue of it and it was like, oh, it was horrible.
We get those, and I'm not one to defend Amazon, especially since in this realm they are our competition, but those are pushed on us without our permission. So there are times that if I am like going through a station and we have lost licensing on a version of a song, or for whatever reason I'm looking at an older song.
Right.
Sometimes I have choices and I can see that, I can play this song from the 1972 album, or there's this reissue that happened in 1999, or this version that was on a greatest hits album that was put out in 2010
on a different label.
All of those, which is why sometimes the licensing gets pulled because the artist has left the label or whatever. And sometimes that recording is the only version we're allowed to have. We don't have licensing for the other versions.
I also wonder if some artists don't re-record to reclaim their
Taylor's
publishing
version.
rights. Yeah, because they're not getting paid for the one that Capitol has or EMI has. So if they re-record it, now they have all the publishing goes to them off that re-record. I think that happened. I think Taylor Swift taught people a big lesson.
Yeah.
And because I think Bob Seger did the same thing at some point too.
Did he?
He did something too, because he for a long time was not crying about what was an advocate for, like, hey, we're getting fucked big on our publishing rights.
Yeah, I thought he pulled his music for a time.
Yeah, I think
from streaming.
I think so too, because he was just he was just getting wailed on, I think. I'm
just looking at his stuff to see if we have any re-releases of. Oh, when it's under just Bob Seger, I was like, why are there so few Bob Seger songs programmed? Because I got to look up Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
See, there's the difference.
Night Moves. Let's see. Greatest Hits, we have no licensing on. Night Moves, we have 4 versions with licensing, 4 versions without.
Hollywood Nights might be my favorite Bob Seger
Night
song.
Moves Remastered, Night Moves Live Remastered, both came out in 2011. But remastered doesn't necessarily mean re-recorded. That
means went in and fucked it up again.
Old Time Rock and Roll, same thing. We have 4 versions one from 1978, Stranger in Town album, and then Rock and Roll Remastered and Live Remastered.
Man, there's so much, just listening to you talk about this stuff, there is so much behind the scenes work that has to be done.
Yeah.
When you're playing music.
This was moving to streaming for me was it was hard to learn because at radio, somebody sends you a song and you either put it on the radio or you don't put it on the radio. And a couple of times a year,
play it.
Right. And a couple of times a year, you send out a couple of days worth of logs, music logs to ASCAP and BMI, and they go, okay, here's your royalties. Here's how much you pay.
Yeah. Do you remember that? Now, Jess, you remember, though, when you didn't send out your music log, you wrote that shit down.
I do not remember that.
Oh,
I had to do that back in the early 90s.
You fucking had to write that shit down. ASCAP and they'd send you a big fucking, just basically a tablet of paper, just a big ream of paper, and you had to write name of the song, artist, the writers, the publisher, and the year and it was fucking forever.
So now, the way shit works for us now, a song can exist within our system, but if we don't have the licensing coded on it, it will not play in our system. There is nothing I can do to make it play. There is nothing I can do to program it onto our stations. It will not play on our service, period. And we get the licensing through the digital distribution platforms, which a lot of times is not the same as the record label. So we negotiate the royalty payments through these distribution platforms, and we have to pay publishing, performance, and what's the third one?
Publishing, performance, don't know.
I can't think what the other one is. So we have to pay royalties on all of that. So somebody can send me a song and I can't do shit with it. The only way I can play it is if they send it to us through a distribution platform that we have a licensing, a royalties agreement with. And there are some relatively popular distribution platforms that we don't have agreements with. So we can't play the music that is distributed through those platforms.
My last gig, my last paid radio gig, my last radio gig, streaming royalties, basically, or in big part, put that station under the ground because they had been streaming for a couple of years, and there wasn't. I mean, it was really loose a few years ago, right?
Well, because streaming is this monstrosity that sort of came in and took over, and the record labels didn't know still don't know what to do with it. Radio companies didn't really understand what to do with it. And because royalties for radio are based on your market size and how many people approximately you have the ability to reach, and the internet can reach the world. That's the
problem,
and that's where the changes came in. And like for us, we only have licensing in the US and Canada. So our music will not play in some countries that are not US or Canada.
See, how fucked up is that? It's just, artists must be like, fuck you guys. Because in my experience, and I don't have nearly as much experience as you do, Jess, with firsthand artist relationships. But in my experience, the artists I've known, they just want their shit heard.
Yeah.
They really just want their shit heard. They want to get paid.
For sure.
But they want their shit heard. And they're not the ones who are fucking fighting about, they're like, this is my fucking work. It's like a painter. I want people to see what I've fucking done.
Yeah.
I want people to hear what I've done. Yeah, I want to get paid. But if I'm getting 50 cents instead of 60 cents, I'm okay as long as I'm getting something.
Well, first of all, ain't nobody getting 50 cents from a stream.
No, I know. They're lucky to get a half of 1/10 of a cent or some shit per stream. I mean, I realize, and some of them, I was reading about streaming, and I don't have all of it in my head, but I was reading about how some are better than others, and that some will pay you, some places you might get a half a penny In other places, you're getting a tenth of a penny.
I can't even brag on, I don't even know that's not information I am privy to. I have no idea where we rank in terms of pay. I believe we're better than Spotify, but for some reason, all of the artists stay with Spotify and promote their shit on Spotify. And yeah,
what artists ought to do is fucking buy some radio stations, because that's where it's at, man. It still really is there, because I think probably radio still plays better than anybody else when your record is heard.
I don't know.
But the question is,
does radio even pay performance royalties or only publishing?
I think they just pay publishing.
That's what I thought too.
Probably, but so many artists now write their own shit, right, and publish their own shit. It's not like it's not a lot like back in the day when you had rooms and rooms of writers just fucking banging out.
It is in Nashville
at Motown or whatever. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Tons.
Nashville is a songwriter community. I think LA probably is too.
Well, I think it sucks then to be a performer. Then no wonder they got to get out there and get on the fucking road and do so many shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. I don't understand. I don't think people understand how fucking hard artists work.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it's fun to be. Oh, look here's my new clothes, and here's my boots, and here's my cover picture on People, and man, fucking the work that's done.
I could not handle
no.
Like, I don't even know how artists who are, like, I just saw Brooks and Dunn are going to put out a new album and they're going to be touring again. Those motherfuckers are old. How are they touring? I'm so tired and I don't do shit.
They must do some drugs.
I don't know.
Yeah, they must be doing some drugs. They're drinking a lot of those Red Bulls. That's what it is.
I don't know.
And Red Bulls and all that shit. Look where is Chrissy? Chris, are you still?
I'm here.
He's just.
I'm just listening to the bullshit.
Just sucking. Hey, Chris, did you put a picture of that dead bowling alley online? Was that?
Yeah. That was my cover photo.
Yeah. It did look like a fucking like, hey, here's what happened when the zombies came in photo.
Basically, it was a I think early 60s. It was just abandoned since then.
Wow.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Here, there was a big story here on, not big story. There was a news story on the television about the last candlepin, or one of the last candlepin places in Maine. And it's being run by a girl who's taken it over from her parents. I think she's like 23 years old.
Yeah, I know who she is. And she didn't take it over from her parents. Her parents stole the business from my friend Wayne. It's the bowling alley in Ellsworth.
Hey, I don't know anything about it. Now, hold on.
Her parents basically stole the business from my friend Wayne, and she's running it. And everybody's tried to help her with her machines and stuff, and she just doesn't want anybody's help. So that place will wind up closing in the next couple of years.
That's what they were showing. They're showing her working on the old machines built in the 50s. And stepping on them and kicking them and trying to, they're trying to make a cute, piece out of it, a human interest story. But I'll make sure to post now. Hey, this bitch's parents stole this from my friend's parents.
That's exactly right. That's right. Yep,
this bitch's parents stole this place from Wayne.
Took it from the Gasper family.
Really?
Yep.
So did they do some sort of underhanded deal and fuck him?
Basically, yeah.
See, that's why people. So we have a candle pin here. We also have a duck pin here.
That's crazy that there's actually a duck pin there.
Yeah, there's still a duck pin is in Old Orchard.
Wow.
They have the duck pin in Old Orchard, and wooden balls and all that bullshit.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, people love it. People love it. It's a weird thing about Maine, and weird thing about lots of places. They sort of adopt shit and say, this is ours. We're famous for, it's just fucking the last one standing. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
I love when people adopt shit like there's a connection with Maine. Yeah, you want to be connected. You want to make the connection that mass murderer, he went to school here, and that was a case recently of some fucking mass shooting guy that he went to school in Maine, and maybe in the last year. But the news always does that sort of. We want to make a connection. So we can make
you got bombers? We got a bomber.
Right. Right.
I don't mean to brag, but we had a bomb in downtown Nashville on Christmas 4 years ago. So Merry Christmas.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
We know something about bombing.
It took them 4 years to reopen that road. It just happened last week.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a long motherfucking time.
All of those buildings had to be rebuilt. The road had to be rebuilt. I don't know what the holdup was, but it's been chained off, closed up, unused for 4 years.
Wow. Fucking they knocked a bridge down in Maryland. They got that back up pretty quick, didn't they?
No, that bridge won't be back up for at least 5-10 years.
I was gonna say I hadn't heard it was back up.
Yeah.
Did they reroute?
They opened up the channel so that.
Are you in a tin can suddenly?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's try that again. They open up the channel so they can get the ships in and out, but the road's going to be closed for quite some time.
Man,
they haven't even gotten the funding right yet,
which is shocking.
Well, I'm sure the new administration will dump a lot of funding into that.
Hey, I love bridges.
Wait, Jess has something.
I love people.
What do you got, Jess?
Bridges.
A couple of things. Have you seen the MAGA is splitting?
Yes.
Yeah, MAGA splitting, and then there's a picture of Donald Trump shitting his pants on a golf course.
Yes.
I haven't seen that. And then there's that congresswoman from Texas who went missing, and it turns out she's got dementia and she's been in a memory care unit for 6 months.
Yeah, how fucking wackadoodle is that?
Still collecting money, still collecting a paycheck and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Head of the Appropriations Committee.
How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the MAGA split is over. I just fucking was reading that story again.
It's over the immigration, like
the tech immigration,
the B1, BA, AB1, whatever. Yeah. And I wrote a thing about that recently. About watch when we can't have those people come in and the immigrant when they shove everybody out of the country, and then you can't get the H1A1 visas, and you can't get those fucking people in the country, and fucking people are starting to realize,
mm-hmm.
And also people are worried now that also that Donald Trump said, well, we might have to cut Social Security. People are they are batshit losing their minds.
Mm-hmm.
About what's going on. I'm part of me is giddy about it, and part of me is not.
Well,
part of me is like,
right, because that's going to fuck us as much as it's going to fuck them.
Absolutely, it's going to fuck us.
But also, he hasn't even taken office, and we have reached the find out part of fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking. It's just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It's fucking ridiculous. I just and people are so on my Facebook feed, the folks on there who are particularly some of my relatives, people who are distant cousins and stuff, or cousins, they're very MAGA, but they've suddenly become silent. They don't post
so weird,
shit as
right?
much. It's like, wow, how come you're not bragging on losing Social Security and not having enough workers? And because one of the folks lives in Texas, where better than 10% of the workforce is illegal immigrants or undocumented, whatever fucking word that makes them feel good or makes them feel bad, whatever it is. And that's the legit workforce. That's not just fucking. That's the workforce that these fucking people use all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that they employ.
Who's going to mow your lawn? Who's going to paint your house? Who's going to do all of the things, the jobs that you don't fucking want to do?
You would be hard pressed to walk into most places where they take care of assisted living and not find a Haitian, because Haitians excel at that kind of work. and they just do. That's you can, certain groups of people do certain kinds of work. Like, here in my neck of the woods, apple picking is not done by Mexicans. It's done by island people. It's done by Jamaicans.
Now you've got a lot of that going on.
They pick apples.
I was going to initially say it's not done by Mexicans because Mexicans don't want to live where it gets that fucking cold, but neither do island people. How are you getting people from warmer climates up there to do that work?
Because they go from one end of the country to the other. They start on one end and they end up here. And I mean, they're out of here by October. I mean, apples are picked by then. Mexican population, a large Mexican population, work egg farms here. Egg farms, and they also do potato work.
Yeah,
but they go, they go here, and then they'll go back west, and they'll start on whatever crop is next in California, and then they work their way back east, and it's just always back and forth.
So
and
you've got the crop workers,
yeah,
and you've got the Haitians in the nursing homes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, when that happens, I mean, a lot of custodial staff, you're going to find the same thing.
Yeah.
As well. And let's not forget, the Jews control the media. So it's all there.
I really was expecting you to mention Peggy.
No, I was just going for the straight racism.
Peggy probably has that tech visa anyway.
My
True.
God. Oh, God. Oh, so my sister's out of the hospital.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, all good. I got a call on Christmas Day about her, and then I got a big fucking to-do. She was in a big hospital in Pittsburgh, but she's back. And then I got a call today saying, oh, she's making complaints about this now, and it's all, you guys, it's just fucking wackadoodle. And then today they talked to me about DNR, do not resuscitate, and it's very stressful, you guys. Oh, Jess, this is fucking stressful.
Mm-hmm.
These having the responsibility of making a decision on whether or not to resuscitate somebody, that's fucking stressful. I have a hard time when it comes to my dog.
In that respect, yeah, it's not a decision I ever want to make for anybody. But in that respect, at least, my mother did include that in her will, power of attorney, all of whichever one has it, that she does not want to be resuscitated or kept alive or anything. No. So, okay.
Are you still power of attorney this week or not?
What'd you say, Chris?
Are you still power of attorney this week or not?
I am, and because she doesn't want to acknowledge it, I haven't heard from her in a month. It's been great.
Wow, this is a good gig you've got.
It's a good gig.
It's a good gig right now.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, today they talked
don't fuck it up. Okay,
don't
fuck it up.
My sister wants, if there's a tube that can fit in her, she wants it.
I knew a girl like
tubes there are.
I knew a girl like that in high school. It was interesting.
So just stress. I got the call today. So now they're talking to me. Now they say, all right, now we're going to try to get you proper power of attorney. Oh, fuck.
Oh, you don't even have that. What did you have
before? Improper?
No, I have responsible person, I think it's called.
Oh.
So I'm the responsible person when she's unable to when she's unconscious or something.
Mm.
But now there will be the power of attorney is a little more, as you know, involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just if you're passed out. I can say, don't plug that shit in. I mean, it'll be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So it's just fucking, it's nutty shit. It really is nutty shit. And I don't like none of it. I don't like none of it. So Jess, last week, I don't remember what day it was. It might've been Tuesday. I sent you a picture of the temperature here, which was 1 degree.
Which, first of all, Chris, I'm gonna share this picture. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because it's completely not centered on the thing that Wally is.
I was wanting
me to look at.
I'm waiting.
So hold on, I gotta.
I was driving.
I gotta send it here and then here and then. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Yeah, see? Speaking about not being centered.
I'm centered.
Yeah,
all right.
Tilt whirl.
Check your messenger. Well,
I'm okay. There it is.
Yeah. So what do you think he's trying to show me in that picture?
Either What a Fool Believes from the Doobie Brothers, from the album Minute by Minute, or the fact that it was exactly 8 o'clock, or the fact that the alt temp is 1 degree. I assume that's an F.
1 degree.
Something. Yeah. Wait, so he says, remember these days?
Yeah.
What? And I'm like, I don't remember
playing
ever
the Doobie
playing the
Brothers?
Doobie Brothers
Right,
on
I
a
do.
station I worked at with Wally.
So,
Oh my God.
Wait, there's something missing there, Jess.
What?
It's the words and the little freezy face next to it. Didn't I have a little freezy face next to it?
I just said the words, remember these days?
And next to those words were that little freezing face.
That was the only reason that I had any indication that I was supposed to be looking at the temperature.
Right. That's what the freezy face was there for.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, today, like 40 degrees and raining like a motherfucker.
Here
How's
it
your
comes.
basement?
Yeah. Well, no, it didn't flood. I cut out early today and took care of things. But the fucking weather is insane.
Mm.
Absolutely insane. And I don't know. I think it's the Jews. I think it's the Jews with their weather balloons or whatever it is, right, Chris?
So the Jews now control the media and the weather. Got it.
No, that's what the
Well, I mean,
face said.
they
Marjorie
tell us
Taylor
about the
Greene
weather
says.
on the media. So,
Well, that is true.
yeah.
I think didn't Marjorie Taylor Greene say the
Hey.
Jews have some sort of special weather thing?
One way or the other, the Rothschilds will get you. Okay.
Yeah, it's the weather is and then I hear people say this bullshit and this makes me understand how stupid motherfuckers are. Well, I'd rather have this rain than snow. Are you a fucking idiot? Do you know where we live and how much money we rely on snow? Hundreds of millions of dollars come into this state from people who don't live here because of snow and ice.
Mm-hmm.
It's an important thing. So maybe in August, we can have snow and rain instead of beautiful sunshine for the beach.
People
are dumb.
I would always rather have rain than snow.
Well, I
can't blame you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind the snow this time of year. I don't want snow in July.
As a matter of fact, Facebook Memories showed me that it was about 2 weeks ago in 2009 that we had those back-to-back blizzards in Maryland. 20 foot.
Now how much snow?
I don't remember how much actually fell. It was, but there were 20-foot snowdrifts in the middle of the highways. Like
wow.
The roads, the one-way streets were, or streets that were not one-way, but they only plowed one lane in them because they didn't have the plows to handle all of the work.
Right.
So streets became one-way streets because a delivery truck would have to pull down the only available lane and stop in the middle of the road, and so you couldn't go anywhere until they were done making their delivery. It took a couple of weeks for them to get the highways passable again because there were 20-foot snowdrifts in the middle of the highway.
If you have a narrow road here and you can only go one way, that's called a camp road. That's where
a camp road?
Yeah, that's where people have camps, and the road is never wide enough for cars to go by each other, so someone has to pull way over into the ditch if a car's coming the other way. Camp road.
Yeah, these were city streets.
Yeah, I know. So the camp road's in the middle of Baltimore.
Frederick.
Well, I didn't know which city you were talking
Wherever
about.
the fuck he is. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, some place.
Mm-hmm.
Someplace beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you're in the wrong fucking town then.
But we used to have hellacious fucking Jess, you grew up in hellacious snow.
Yeah,
in the Finger Lakes.
But with the hellacious snow, they also had snow plows that could do 5 lanes at a time.
Absolutely.
They had the ability, they had places to put the snow, they had the ability to manage the snow. Places like Frederick and places like in Nashville, say the word flurry. They will shut that whole city down right now.
Uh-huh.
You say the word flurry here when we head to the Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
That's
you
what
say the word flurry here and they are like, we are closed tomorrow. Stay home.
Exactly right. Same thing here. You start talking about snow. They're whistling about snow next week and people are going, what are we going to do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you know what they're going to do. They're going to buy all the toilet paper and bottled water they can from Walmart because they're going to prepare for the apocalypse. Even here, though, people do the same thing here. When they say there's going to be a big snow, people fucking buy just as much water as they can and toilet paper. And it's like, fucking dudes, it's going to be gone in 12 hours.
Yeah.
Do you really need the fucking super mega triple roll
especially
case?
Here? Like last winter was unusual because we did have like a week where nobody could go anywhere because the temperature never went up and so the stuff didn't melt. But most of the time, even if we get enough to freeze the roads by the next day, maybe the day after that, they're fine again. Yeah. Last winter we had that one period of time where it was like a whole week of the temperature below 10.
So do you think this is a case of the weather dudes putting people into a panic?
For fucking sure.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
I told you about I've told you guys about the dude in Wichita, right? With the tornadoes.
Yeah. Oh, my family.
Call my family right
now. Yeah, they do the same thing here. It's like, it's a weather. They call it a weather event.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weather event. It's fucking snow. And anything over 2 inches is a storm. Fuck you talking about? 2 inches is not a fucking storm. What are you talking?
A flurry here is a storm.
They put people in a fucking panic.
A couple of weeks ago, did I tell you that my doctor's office, my doctor canceled my appointment because we had gotten like a coating of snow the day before? And it was, it did cover the ground at night, but the next morning the roads were fine. You could still see some of the dusting on the grass, but the roads were dry. And I get a call 7 a.m. from the doctor's office. The doctor has called out. We need to get you rescheduled. Okay.
Where was the doctor from this country?
Yes.
Well, I'm thinking if you come from like if you came from India or Southeast Asia, you're used to like 800 degrees outside.
No,
a little snow might scare the shit out of you.
She's from this country.
Wow, that makes it just makes no fucking sense.
Mm-mm.
I don't fucking understand when we became such fucking wusses.
Yeah.
Not us particularly, because I'll drive in anything. I am not afeared of snow or anything.
I will say when we had that shit last year, I just was like, nope, I'm good. I don't need to go anywhere. But that's because while I am confident in my ability to drive in it, these motherfuckers can't drive on a sunny day.
Yeah.
On a dry road on a sunny day.
Like, if I don't have, I'm not going to go out and just fucking joyride in bad weather. But I'm not afeared to go out and drive in it if I need to drive in it.
No. And I think it was about a week after the storm last year that I decided to try and venture out and go to the store or whatever. And the only problem I had was the road out of my neighborhood is uphill. And it was still pretty iced over. But I made it.
Oh, we had to have the sander, the sand guy come here because we had that rain. We had a bunch of rain, and then we had the sub-zero temperatures. And so my fucking driveway coming down the slope. So I've got like 500 feet of driveway coming up, and then you hit the right-hand turn to come down to the garages. And when you take that turn, fucking it's not driving fucking NASCAR speed. Stop, turn the wheel, a little gas to try to make it. The fucking car just goes the other way. It's just going. And so then you're just laying on the brake and it's just sliding. And I'm looking at my car sliding towards the plow and the plow truck going, oh, fucking please.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to get the plow guy to fucking have the sander guy come. And he sanded from that corner down to the garage, which is probably 50 feet. $100. $100.
I'd pay that.
Well, I did pay the $100 because if I hit the plow truck with my car, $1,000 with $1,000 deductible.
Yeah.
So not going to get anything covered. Yeah, of course you pay it because you gotta weigh the truth and the reality of life. That because that more than likely you'll need 2 door skins. That's a couple grand. You got $1,000 deductible, so you're going to be $1,000 out of pocket. No use of the vehicle. You got to pay the $100.
Yeah.
And so this is the other thing I'm really glad about. So it just still speaks of living in a neighborhood where this is still possible. The guy who I called to do the sanding lives a sort of across the street, crisscross from me. And so I sent him a text, hey, Charlie, can you sand? Yeah. $100. Yeah. And then he says, just leave it under the rock on the speaker in the garage. Which, right. And last time I left the $100 under the doormat to the front door or to the back door. I love living that way. Right.
Well, yeah, because you're far enough out. Nobody's going to be rustling around by the front door of somebody's.
No, but there's still porch pirates out here for sure.
Sure.
So when you leave an envelope with $100 in it under the doormat, they might see that. So we still have the porch pirates, but I fucking love it that when I go 10 miles away from here, I fucking roll up the windows and lock the doors when I go into the fucking Shaws or the Hannaford, because you have to, because the criminal element, generally speaking about here, the criminal element doesn't travel far.
Yeah.
In the car breaking in people and those people, they don't travel far from the city because they don't have cars. You can't take an Uber to your next break-in. It's just not. I mean, I suppose you could. Imagine that.
There are some pretty stupid fucking criminals.
There are. I would not be surprised someone took an Uber to a break-in.
Let me tell you about my neighbor.
Oh, who? Handy?
Which one?
No, bro across the street with the puppy.
Oh, bro.
And the phone number.
Yeah.
So the other day, the pit bull puppy is out in the front yard barking at something, and I see him, and my dogs are going nuts because they can hear him barking. So I run back and get a leash, and by the time I get out front, dude is coming out of his house, and I was like, "You got him?" And he's like, "Is he out here?" And I said, "Yep." And then I look over, and his gate is wide open. So I said, "Your gate's wide open." And so he walks around and he kind of looks back at me, and I said, "Is he back there?" And he said, "Yeah, I got him." And I said, "All right, fine." And I go back inside, and like 20 minutes later, he calls me and he says, "Did you leave a gift on my front door?" And I said, "Nope, not me."
Yes, the key to my chastity box.
I took a shit on your front door.
Yeah. He says, this man says, "Oh, well, there's no name on it. And I thought the only person I could think of that would be sweet enough to do something like this is you." And I started laughing and I said, "I am definitely not sweet enough to do something like that." And he said, "Oh, I think you are. Well, that's disappointing." And I was like, "Okay, enjoy. Gotta go. Bye."
Oh, Jess. Oh.
And then I'm like, "What do you mean that's disappointing? Was it what?
Do you have deadbolts, Jess?
I do."
Yeah.
And guns. Yeah.
Yeah. Deadbolts, guns. And you might want to consider getting like the MoneyGram barred windows going to. Yeah, that's not good, Jess.
Like, I want to know what somebody left him that disappointed him that it wasn't me leaving it for him.
Yeah, you should have found out. Hey, you're going to have to ask next time you see him, do you ever figure out who left you the gift? What did they leave you? You're going to have to figure out a way to broach.
I don't want to talk to him.
He's just gonna have to listen. He's gonna let his dog out again at some point.
I
He probably
know.
does it on purpose, so he'll come outside. Oh, that could be it, Jess. That could be his ploy.
That's a stupid ploy because somebody's going to shoot that fucking dog.
Meanwhile, the guy across the street's got a Cupid doll sitting there, pokes pins at it every once in a while. It's going through Jess's trash to put red hair in its special place.
That's what I'm saying. He's putting a little red hair in special places. Is that what you say, Chris? Yeah, that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. He went to Warby Parker, grabbed some glasses that match Jess, and puts on his Cupid doll. Oh Lord, Jess, you may have a problem. You might have a mild stalker going on. The day may become when you're praying to have someone follow you around in the melon section at the market.
I have given this man zero indication that I am interested in anything he has to offer.
Same thing. It's the guy at the grocery store, Jesse.
Jess, all you do is you talk. You know that there are those guys if you just talk to them.
I don't unless I absolutely have to. And even then, it's like, here's what I say. Your dog got out again. Your dog's in the middle of the street.
It may, that may be something for him.
She tried to save my dog.
She notices. She must be looking across the street to see what I'm doing.
God, men are so stupid.
Oh, that's it, Jess. He figures you're looking across the street, trying to check his place out. Oh, his dog's out now. I better let him know. Then he'll come. If he only knew you well enough to know.
He would know I am not, in fact, sweet enough to do any of the shit he thinks.
How much disdain you have. If he only,
I even said, I am definitely not sweet enough. I literally said that to him. I am definitely not sweet enough to have done that.
You got to listen, pal. I mocked the woman who's got half arms. I mocked the old lady who grabs trash bags around. If you think I'm sweet enough to do anything for you, you are so fucking wrong. You're just going to have to come out and tell them. Sorry, not me. I yell at the fucking UPS guy.
Yeah.
Or the delivery guy. And if you don't come over to my house and see my sign that says, fucking don't come on my porch, I will yell at you.
She literally yells, "Get off my lawn," to the UPS guy.
She does. Yeah, but look, she has bad experiences though. Was that the postal guy that threw the record, or is it
the mail carrier? Yeah.
Is it your regular, or is it one of those fill-in?
It looked like the regular guy.
Wow.
And it looked like he was tired of people's shit.
Yeah, and he just happened to get to your house.
So on the one hand, I understand him.
Right.
But on the other hand, I didn't even order this shit. I didn't ask them to send me this record album. So don't take your shit out on me. I am delightful. Ask motherfucker across the street.
I'm delightful as fuck.
Delightful as fuck.
I am a delightful bitch. Don't think I'm not.
As far as I know.
I fucking am. So did I tell you we had a little barn cat that we had been feeding over the last couple of months?
Yeah, you had named him, but I can't remember his name.
Tangerine.
Yep.
Her name is Tangerine. Jody caught her, and she's now in the house.
Wow.
And I know my wife, who is anti-pet, has fallen in love with this cat.
That's how they get you.
It's fucking tiny. It's such a tiny little kitty. It's just a smudge. It really is just a little. And so she's in the house now, and we're feeding her, and she's coming over, and she's starting to get friendly. She's come out from under the bed. We've got her in one of the spare bedrooms. But I cannot believe my wife caught this cat and cares enough, who already told me, my wife already told me, we will not ever get any more pets except this cat.
Yeah.
She's turned a leaf, my wife. She's turned a new leaf.
I
That's
saw
how they get you.
a video, and it's exactly how they get you. I saw a video the other day of it was a woman posting the video, and she said, "Here's my husband who said we absolutely cannot keep this puppy." And the puppy, here's the husband coming home and runs to the door and does little cute puppy things, and the husband comes in and he's going, "Oh, there's my pretty little girl. There's my baby. You're so pretty." Yeah.
I am I'm not a sucker for it. I love pets. And I fucking hate, the shit that when people neglect their dogs and cats, and I fucking hate that shit. I love pets. So if we could have 10 dogs, I would have 10 dogs.
Oh, same.
If we could have 20 cats, I would have fucking 20. Because I fucking it's just the people are just fucking assholes in so many different levels, in so many different ways. Like those freezing days, and I did some deliveries, dogs outside chained up on a fucking freezing day with nobody. Why do you have a fucking pet? Why do you have a dog outside, 2 dogs outside in 1 degree weather?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a question there, Sarah McLaughlin.
One of my dogs was dumped when he was like 3 months old. He was dumped in a cow pasture.
Yeah, it's shit. Well, that's
what happens up here.
Mm-hmm.
We think that's what happened to this kitty too, that someone dumped it. Because it's litter box trained. It used the litter box. It just showed up one day. It didn't come fucking wandering from the neighborhood. Someone dropped it, and people drop animals off at our house. People do that. I'm surprised you don't get more of those, Chris. If you live on a place that looks farmy, people drop shit off at your house.
Oh, that's why there's so many cats here.
Yeah, if you've got fields or a barn, and we've got a barn, and we've got fields and all that bullshit, and people just drop their shit off. And this will be our 4th cat that's been dropped off here. And who knows how many fucking we've never been able to find or recover. And it just pisses me off.
Yeah,
it makes me so
I don't
mad.
understand how people do that to, especially the baby animals. Like, all you have to do is take it to any shelter.
Yeah.
And somebody will adopt it and give it a life immediately. But instead, you decide to dump it out and leave it on its own and leave it to die.
And old Bob Barker was right. Spay and neuter, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, spay and neuter, it's fucking costly.
Mm-hmm.
It is fucking costly.
But here's the thing. If you adopt from, at least here, when I adopted, I've adopted, well, just the one from the shelter, but she needed to be neutered, and they have a deal with a specific vet. So the shelter pays for it. So It didn't cost me anything. The shelter got it at a discounted rate. I just had to go to this specific vet. It was super fucking inconvenient, but it was less inconvenient than paying for it myself. So I did it.
Right. Yeah. And that's here too, that there are, well, again, here, it's, if you make a certain amount of money, you can get a free service for spay and neuter.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make more than that certain amount of money, you can't. Well, I'm just going to say this. It's going to sound hard. No, fuck that. If you are under the fucking poverty level, do not get a fucking pet.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're expensive. And those are the fucking pets that end up fucking at the shelter in 2 years with a pit bull and 4 puppies and fucking 10 cats. If you're not.
Don't give pets as gifts. Because you're putting that responsibility on somebody else.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
Fucking and when you have a pet, put them on goddamn fucking heartworm preventive.
Yeah, do the things you have to do. Do the shit you have to take care of the fucking pet.
Mm-hmm.
Just do that. Speaking of, Henry has an appointment coming up on the 15th. He's always so expensive because no matter what, they always give him a sugar test.
Yeah.
No matter how much I say, oh, yep, I've given him this, and I'll bring in a month's worth of glucose tests that I've done for him, but they do one anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they charge like $80 for the test. And I'm telling you, if I got paid $80 every time I tested Henry, I just did them for the last 2 months, twice a day.
Here's what I can tell you, though. It was $80 when I had a diabetic cat 30 years ago. So
so it's still
$80. But when I learned how to test her blood glucose myself, they didn't have to do it every time I brought her in.
Where would you poke her, prick her?
On the ear.
Yeah, same here. I poke him on the ear, and sometimes I will go through two or three strips because I can't get enough blood.
I never had that problem because, at least with the cat ear, there's that you can see it. You can see the.
Yeah, you can in the dog.
Yeah,
I can't see his. And it usually ends up when I can find a good place. It's usually where he's got really furry ear at the closer to the edge. It's like the blood's all getting sucked up into his hair, and I'm fucking holding it and trying to get it going. Like fine, the thing times out. But man, there's no doubt he gets taken care of way better. I take care of him, and Jody takes care of him way better than we take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no doubt about it.
Yeah,
we just do. And back when we had horses, you know how much it fucking cost to get a vet out to see a horse? Fuck that. When we had the horses, when the vet just came to drive here, the large animal vet, $5 just to drive before they got out of the fucking truck was $500. Like holy fuck. And then they do a couple. Even when we had to have the horses put down, it was $500 to show up and another $400 to put the horse down. Fucking hell, yeah, right. And sometimes you have to, depending on the symptoms, you had to give them an equine encephalitis test to make sure they weren't getting like the fly-borne or the insect-borne illness and shit, because if you did, then you get a quarantine, and then fucking they kill all your chickens, so they do whatever they got to do. Like, oh fuck, please no. So you get charged for that test too. So each time we've had to have a horse put down, it costs about a year's worth of grain. So it's like, oh yeah, there'll be no savings this year, even though we're putting the horse down. It's done. Hey Chris, are all your cows gone?
There's still a few of them over there.
Oh, you still have some?
Yeah. Just a few of them, but they're not milking. They're just growing up.
They're going to be made into ribeyes?
Absolutely.
Homegrown ribeyes are very tasty. I am a fan of it. Cheyenne has been eating. She made a moose chili the other day, and she was very proud of it. And she shows these pictures of. I don't like moose. It's too gamey for me. Have either one of you ever eaten moose?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, no, it's too gamey. But you know what is pretty good? Elk. Elk is pretty good.
I've not had elk either. I've had bison. Oh, yeah. I like bison.
Oh, now is bison lean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not had bison. Oh, I saw a ton of them when I was in Arizona and Colorado. I saw some. I saw absolutely a ton of them.
But also, right. I never want to meet my dinner. I never want to meet it.
Well,
I don't want to have seen its face.
Yeah, so
I know that it had one. I just don't want to. I don't want to meet the face.
Hold on, the joke is writing itself. Hang on, I'll need a minute. Go ahead.
Is there something with eating and face and all of that?
Something about eating and face and animal husbandry. But keep going.
Just close your eyes. Jess.
I also want no husband. So
yeah. Close your eyes and pretend it's not happening. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. I'm not doing this for any in particular reason. You guys doing anything New Year's? You just stay at home and drink and get drunk, or what?
Same thing I did last year. Don't you remember my on-site remote broadcast from the bingo parlor?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I do remember, because there was a big controversy, wasn't there, with the ticketing?
You had to be in one line, and somebody got in the wrong line. Boy, there's a problem up there, man.
Well, but there was a thing with like the ticket date, the date on the tickets or something.
Dated?
Oh yeah, the date on the tickets were wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something.
There was something. It was something. Boy, there's some shit going on in Maryland in there.
Oh my Lord.
There's all kinds of controversy. I will be asleep by 10 the latest.
Yeah, if you're up at midnight, it's because you have to pee.
Yeah.
Basically.
Listen, man, I've been getting up since I've been taking. I'm telling you, I get up now every fucking like hour and a half. I'm not getting good night's sleep.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks big time. And I'm trying. So I think I might try the. I was going to try the melanoma again. I got to try the melatonin.
Don't do that. You're not going to wake up from that sleep.
It's it's something. If you want good sleep,
the melanoma might be
the melanoma. Melanoma is going to give you a good shot at good deep sleep.
That's the deep sleep, the melanoma.
Yeah, it is.
The melatonin, but I'm very weary of it because last time I used the melatonin, I had the fucking most horrible dreams. Just night terrors.
It doesn't give me bad dreams. It just makes me groggy in the morning.
I thought just because it doesn't give me bad dreams, I just get really horny with this melatonin. It just does it for me. No, it gave me. You're groggy. It makes you groggy.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't even feel like you get a good night's sleep, right?
Well, no. I get groggy when I wake up, but I'll take that as opposed to tossing and turning all night.
Yeah.
I will absolutely take the grogginess in the morning. Plus the dreams, man.
It doesn't do anything for my dreams.
Oh, the dreams are great.
It fucks me up. What kind of dreams do you have, Chris? Do you have, superhero dreams or what?
God, I had this dream. A lot of times, you have the radio station dream.
Yeah.
And, you'll go into the radio station. It's like you've all of a sudden the console's gone and it's just been replaced by a button and you can't do anything. Or I'm trying to do a break. And for some reason, I'm like having to get under the microphone instead of talk into it. And then I had this horrible one, Wally, where I went into the station and I had this bitch redhead program director. And it was it was weird.
That's a dream that came true. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I had a dream where I would go in and the bitch redhead wasn't there. And I'd have to try to find her to get her to come in and do the job.
Listen, it was too fucking early to be there. That's why I can't do mornings.
Well, you figured out a way to do it, Jess.
And it's so weird. The people that you chose to do mornings can't do mornings either. It's such an odd thing.
I didn't choose them. They were already in place.
It's kind of funny that you get this reputation, or you may have had the reputation of being a bitchy program director at some point, and you weren't. You were so fucking lenient. You may have had blow-up situations.
In the places where I had to be kind of bitchy, I wasn't any more bitchy than any male program director. I was probably still nicer.
Yeah, probably.
But because I'm a woman, oh no, she's not being nice.
Yeah, well, again, men absolutely have problems with women. Not all men, but some men fucking are intimidated by women who are strong, or they don't want to take orders from women who are strong. But the same is true for when you're young. If you're a young male or female programmer, the old fuckers don't want to listen to you because you're a fucker. What the fuck do you know? You blah, blah, blah. They're all Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
They're all Eddie wearing their Red Sox jacket. They're all him. They just don't want to hear it. They want you to go and fucking just shut up and go about your business because you're an idiot. You don't know what you're doing, or you're a twat, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, they'll find themselves now. All right, you guys, I want to go.
I want to go.
Well, I gotta go. I gotta go check and see what the water situation is downstairs. It's been over an hour.
Good luck with that.
Nah, you know what? I think I've got it under control. I've got a new pump down there, though I haven't. So what I have to do is, we have this underfloor drain. However, we haven't put the big hole. So we have a small floor drain. Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
I gave it. So we have a small hole that we run the hose down into. And this is all true. And then we pump it out. And we suck the water, the juice out. So what we probably have to do is chip away at the foundation floor, make that hole about 18 inches or so around, so we can put a big and about 3 feet deep, so we can put something down in there with an auto pump that has that'll automatically pump it out into the outside instead of running a fucking garden hose down into it and then up the stairs and out the fucking door and out into the yard and put it into a dispersing bucket and blah blah blah. But that's fucking $5,000. We don't have $5,000 sitting around right now.
Yeah.
Costs a lot of money to have somebody come in and fucking breach the floor of your cellar. It's not a cheap venture. So that's where we are. So I have my own thing going. There you go.
Well, all right.
All right.
Come in the new year.
So
yeah. Oh yeah. So happy New Year, you guys.
Yeah. Happy fucking New Year.
Yep. Talk to you a week from Wednesday.
We'll be regular Wednesday next week, right?
Yep.
That's correct.
And come on, you guys. I didn't call anybody. I was here on Monday, both Mondays. I had it all figured out. I did good for once.
You did. You did good.
I did. I feel like I would have felt like such a fucking idiot. I wouldn't have felt like I would have been such an idiot if I couldn't have kept this straight this time.
I will say, when the phone rang for a full minute today, I was like, these motherfuckers forgot.
Yeah, no, for whatever reason, I heard it on my phone out in the kitchen, and here in the office, I had the Facebook open and I was looking at something, but it wasn't coming up on that one, so I had to open a second page. And then it worked on that one. I was able to take the call and it closed the other one. I don't know what was going on. I have no clue. The facial page is whatever it is. Oh, I do have you know what? I'm just going to leave you this story too about, so one of my delivery jobs. Remember I wasn't on it, and we talked last time. I was back on.
Yeah.
I was only back on for less than 24 hours.
They booted you again?
And then they booted me again. So, Jess, I took a page out of your book. First, I did some research. I found out who the director of the trust and safety division was of this company that I subcontract with. I sent him a tersely worded email. 2 hours later, reinstated. Nothing.
Did they say what the deal was?
Didn't say a word to me.
Now, did your email start with, now listen here, motherfuckers?
And I got my money. Yes,
Good.
I did get the money. No, but I think the surprising part maybe for them is because they keep this shit so secretive.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to know who any of these people, nothing's published anywhere. It doesn't say anything. If you go to their company page, it won't tell you who any of these fucking people are.
Yeah.
Who the directors of anything are, because they don't want you contacting them.
No.
But I did some backdoor digging and through what's the fucking one there where you people network LinkedIn, yeah. So I went to LinkedIn and then I went to another.
Gail.
I have a LinkedIn account. I just couldn't think of it. LinkedIn and another one, and I was able to find who this guy was and yada yada yada. I'm sure it's not a coincidence that 2 hours after I sent him a tersely worded email, that all of a sudden I'm reinstated with no issues whatsoever.
Good for you.
Fucking guy. Well, no. Good for you for teaching me to, sometimes you got to send a tersely worded letter.
Good job for using the internet on your own, Wally.
That's right.
That was very good. What a good boy.
You get
good.
a cookie.
You're going to be able to wipe your own asshole soon. I am so sure of it. We're going to be able to take those diapers back off.
You can do it.
I can do it. I'm smart and handsome and all of that shit.
Yay,
all right, you guys,
Wally.
Have a very fantastic New Year's.
You too.
And, didn't it? Are you drinking? Are people getting? Are people imbibing alcohol for?
I haven't had
right
a drink
now.
in
Yes.
18 months.
What'd you say?
Are you
Chris?
drinking? What are you drinking, Jess?
Kahlua.
Are you having Kahlua and coffee?
Yes.
Oh,
She said nothing about the coffee. Now it's Kahlua.
Look at. You can see the rim of her cup is just. Oh, it's so Kahlua.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very nice. Did you
Look,
say
this is what I have to deal with things. If you don't like the way I have to deal with things, Wally, because
Listen,
I had a neighbor with no hands, and
I was off work
the rights
all
for the
last week,
music.
and I'm off work all this week, and I have no idea what day it is or what time it is, and I don't eat or sleep on a schedule. I just eat whenever I want to, and I sleep whenever I want to. And next week is going to be really hard to go back to work.
Chris, did you say you haven't had anything to drink in a long time?
Yeah, it's been since at least 2023, middle of 2023.
Wow.
Yeah. I was trying to narrow down what was happening and with my stomach, because every time I'd have something to drink, I'd be, you know.
I remember.
And now it's just I haven't had a carbonated drink in 3 months, and I've been fine.
Wow.
So carbonation.
It's got to be what it is.
Yeah, so
Kahlua has no carbonation. Just putting that out there.
True.
I've had that problem too. So I hardly ever anymore drink any soda, because when I do, I fucking get sick.
Yeah, and I'm just, I will try it probably, and it might be at the end of this week that I try and drink one and see if it sets me off. And if it does, then there's your dick test right there.
Yeah. I bet you, listen, if I don't drink the carbonation, I don't get the sick when I have and even if I have like a small, like the 7-ounce small cans of shit, it makes me sick. So I
would just love to have a beer or something.
Yeah.
And I can't. I stopped drinking Red Bull because it had too much carbonation in it.
Red Bull's a killer though, just in general.
Well, yeah.
That taurine is fucking not good for people.
I would say not.
Yeah, as far as I know. All right, it's Monster 2. All right, you guys.
Y'all be good.
All right.
Talk to you next week.
I fucked it up.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.